Hello and welcome to the Lion Show. It's your host, your favorite business coach, Robert Lyon. Today we're going to talk about happiness. Because happiness is a sensitive subject. A lot of people want happiness. It's literally in our constitution, the pursuit of happiness. But here's just a few hacks that I've been finding lately. Because I've been finding myself overwhelmed, stressed out, depressed, tired, going through the shit, right? It doesn't have to be that bad. It's mostly in my head. It's mostly I'm getting older. Life gets harder, blah, 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 blah. But the good news is that positivity and happiness is always the stronger drug, right? The longer lasting good things in life will carry you through hard times no matter what. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. And I'm going to write this book, but on our journey through life, there's always going to be ups and downs, hills and valleys. And most of the times, once we get through the stressful stuff, everything gets better. Either we grow more callous to life and the little things don't bug us anymore, or we find ways to adapt and we become a better version of ourselves through the struggle. So there's nothing wrong with struggle. There's nothing wrong with, hardship, trials, tribulations. I'm definitely a living, breathing case study for hard times. And being an idiot. But happiness. Just like many things in life, happiness, I think, is a discipline. We need to find things that make us happy, and we need to remind ourselves of all the things that truly bring joy to our lives. That's kind of what this whole thing is about. And I want to recommend to you to create a book of happiness, or to at least try this practice to bring more happiness into your life. So every morning, I want you to write down things that make you happy, things that bring you joy, and things that lighten your life. And then when you go to sleep, I think you should write down a list of the things that were positive and the things that made you happy throughout the day. This will create a habit inside of your mind that of feeling good endorphins, wanting your body to create more of those endorphins, and finding more ways for you to be happy, as well as just giving you a list of things that bring you joy in life. And it can be little things. Blueberries make me happy. I was thinking about my childhood dog, and my childhood dog was super smart, and he would tease the other dogs, on the other sides of fences and stuff like that. So we'd go on long walks. Dogs would be behind a fence, and my dog would just smack into the fence, just to tease them, I'm out here going for a walk. Fuck you, dog behind the fence. And I was thinking about that makes me happy. Buying some fresh ass clothes, getting haircuts, spending times with your friends and family, playing games, doing silly things. These are the things that make me happy. Then there's also working out, pushing yourself, getting those endorphin boosting things that truly light you up and consistently bring joy into your life. So the exercise that you need to start to practice to find happiness is just tracking these things, right? I call it, your book of happiness or your diary of happiness. And a lot of the gurus and people out there will tell you to go for gratitude. Gratitude is wonderful. I think true happiness, though, little things that make you chuckle, little things that make you light up inside are more powerful. And no matter what dark area you're in or shit that you're going through, if you can find these little happiness moments, quotes, ideas, timelines, that lighten you up, that can carry you through the darkest depths of despair, misery, depression. You just have to be able to remind yourself and tap into them consistently. And sure, maybe you'll get numb to it, but the true happiness, the stupid jokes, the times that you made each other laugh or were able to spend with loved ones is always very important. And instead of constantly trying to recreate moments, we should be able to use our massive noggins and emotional stability to recreate happiness in our daily lives. There should be periods of time that you specifically put time aside to be happy, to have fun, and to remember the good times and pat yourself on the back and just see how far you've come as well. For happiness, I want you to wake up in the morning and just start thinking about the things that have truly brought you joy. And again, this is going to be just for you. This isn't for anybody else. A lot of people take these practices and they want to do what they do in high school, which is cheat off the other person's test or something. This is just for you. This is your own little world that you live in 24/7, and you have to figure out how to deal with the world around you. So when you're thinking of all the things that make you happy, be really basic. Start with the teeny things, like when you're playing basketball or working out, and in your playlist, it just hits just right. You start listening to all your favorite songs, or you remember back when, one of your favorite pieces of music came on the radio while you were driving around or something like that. Or your past loved ones, you guys were spending a good moment together, and you can really just kind of recreate that in your mind and hold that for a minute, 7 seconds. Take some deep breaths and appreciate the little things in life that have brought you joy in the past, and carry them throughout the day. Obviously, doing this all the time probably won't work, but whenever you do get stressed out or you do have rough periods of time, just remember things aren't really that bad, and then remember those highs, those happy joy moments that you've had in your past, and bring them back into the present. Hold on to them. And then before you go to bed, reminisce on the things during the day that made you happy. I think the biggest thing that a lot of us forget is that there are daily little things that we can do that truly bring joy to our lives. Little things that only take a few minutes to do, or a few seconds, and can really put a smile on our face, or maybe a smile on other people's faces. And doing those small acts of kindness, those small bits of joy and happiness sprinkled throughout the day into your life, can radically change your life. I talk a lot about manifesting and just my personal journey of really trying to figure out reality and understand what's going on, with consciousness and life and business and everything else that I go through and everyone else goes through. And being able to find those little nuggets of happiness and put them on a note card and stick them in your pocket. And then whenever you're going through a hard time and think about them, go look at them, and put a smile on your own face, I think is incredibly powerful. And the reason I want you to do this before you go to bed and before you wake up is usually when we wake up in the morning, that's where we start, our mind is always in the past. It's always on negativity in most cases. I mean, I like to be able to wake up and truly be happy, but, with the way the world is set up nowadays, a lot of the times I wake up and I just go, fuck, I got so many things to do. People are always dumping their problems on me, blah, 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 blah. So this is just another habit for you to add to your list of bullshit habits that are supposed to do something, but this one truly works. And I think it's incredibly powerful, and I really want you to at least experiment with this. Okay, but again, the reason that we do it first thing in the morning is our mind always wakes up in the past, thinking usually about negative things, usually not in the best mood, especially if we have to wake up to an alarm clock or whatever the reason is. And taking 10 minutes or 10 seconds to sit down and just think about the things that you're going to be happy about is going to make your day better. And it's going to be able to take you out of the past and into a positive reality that is the present moment. And we always have that choice to experience our present moment in a positive way as opposed to negatively. So please, next time you're going through the shit or you're just, feeling burnt out, wake up and spend, again, it could be 1 minute, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 10 seconds, thinking about something that really makes you happy. And you're going to start to, realize a pattern of little things that make you happy. Maybe, bullshitting with your friends, laughing, giggling, watching comedy shows, hanging out with, your pets or your friends or your children. I think I said friends a bunch of times. Friends are important, obviously. Relationships, and you just giggle a little bit. And that little bit of joy that you have, I want you to hold on to that moment first thing in the morning and carry it with you throughout the day. That's the purpose. The second purpose of, listing out all the things that make you happy or some of the things that make you happy before you go to sleep and holding on to that is because I want you to use the power of hypnosis, the power of consciousness, the power of your mind to program your existence in your life to be more joyful and more happy. If this podcast can help one person be happy, that's kind of the whole goal. So before you go to sleep, there's always going to be there's different frequencies, right? I think it's called like the subconscious mind or like the theta brain waves or whatever it is. But if you can just, before you go to sleep, hold on to happiness and push it into the next day, you can start to hypnotize your life and hypnotize your mind to be more happy and to start to recognize the things that make you happy. Okay, so you can open up a notes app on your phone. You can have a blank piece of paper. You can have a journal just dedicated to the happy things. I think that's probably the number one thing I would recommend. You could have a Word document on your computer, and you're just going to write down little tiny notes to yourself of things that made you happy at the end of the day, right? What made me happy today? How can we end today on a positive note so that as I go to sleep, I can start to hypnotize my life and start to feel good vibes before I fall asleep. Again, the hypnosis thing is if you can feel happy, feel love going to bed, and start to project that in tomorrow, you can be like, I want something that's going to make me happy happen tomorrow. And I'm going to feel happiness right now in this second. But then tomorrow, I'm going to focus my energy to be happier and to do something that makes me happy tomorrow. That's going to radically change your life. I honestly, a million percent challenge you to do this for 30 days. And if your life isn't happier, I'll buy you dinner for wasting your time. But I guarantee that if you go to bed every night and before you go to bed, you think about all the things that slightly make you happy. Or you really try and pull up good memories of a moment in the past or a moment recently that made you truly, belly laugh or feel good or, have a moment of joy, a moment of bliss that was truly only yours. That's the interesting thing about consciousness that nobody talks about anymore is like you're going on a walk, the wind is blowing, the sun is going down, and the weather is perfect, and then a bird flies in front of you. And that exact moment in time, space, universe, and consciousness is specifically just yours. No one else experienced that at that exact moment. That's yours personally. Out of everything in the entire freaking universe, that moment is yours. And I want you to be able to live those moments a little bit longer. I think our ancestors really lived more in the moment and truly appreciated the little things. And nowadays, with all of our bombardment of dopamine and distractions, we tend to forget just how special every moment is. And this moment where we're just talking about happiness and joy, those are the great moments that truly can ignite more things into your life to create those more frequently. Another thing about this practice that's super powerful, it's like if you're trying to get a new red truck, right? And all you're thinking about is red trucks, you're going to see a lot more red trucks driving on the road. You're going to see a lot more, red trucks online, whatever the hell it is, because you're going to notice it because your mind is a active, what is it called? A homing missile, right? So like if you have something going on in your head, you're going to actively seek it out. You're going to actively see it more frequently because you're thinking about it, and you're going to be more aware of things. So if you're constantly thinking about the little things that make you happy, you're going to be able to find more things that are going to make you happy that you can truly capture and put in your pocket, write in your diary, put it into your list of happy things, and it can radically change your life. I don't necessarily think I need to go on more and more about this. This is more of something that is a personal request that you try this for 30 days, and I guarantee you'll be a happier person. You do it for a year, your entire life will be a happy, joyful, fun mess. Just like everybody else that's trying to be happy. But, life is hard. I'm not going to downplay that, but it's the same thing. Like if we go the opposite direction and we go to bed negative and we wake up negative, we're going to find more reasons to be negative throughout the day. So this is a counterbalance. This is how we can fight depression, anxiety, anger, and content with looking for things to make us feel happy. And again, the little tiny things in life that make us happy almost always outweigh all the made up bullshit that we give ourselves. And you always have to remember too, like, we're constantly judging ourselves and comparing ourselves to others because of social media. Most of us are eating complete garbage food, so our gut balance is out of whack. Our mindsets are out of whack. We're watching negative TV shows and things like that, and we're not always in the best environment. So this is just something, though, that we can take control of our lives, take control of our mindset by waking up every morning and writing down a few things that make us happy. All right. Just some things that come to mind. I love blueberries. Blueberries make me happy. I love good music. Remembering all the good times that I had listening to music. I can just put on those songs again and I can go back to those specific moments. I like pumpkin pie. I like the smell of pumpkin pie, some pumpkin spice lattes or whatever the fuck it is, I like spending time and making jokes with my friends that I can think about where we just laughed so hard at the dumbest things possible and we were completely ridiculous, right? The ridiculous moments of life. I like hanging out with animals. I like hanging out with my girlfriend, my family, my little sisters. We play games together. Just reflecting on all these things, some of the podcast hosts that I've had on, some of the clients that I have where we just crack jokes or we say something stupid and we can kind of ride that little high in a moment, a little excitement in an otherwise dull day. So I really would like to empower you to take this habit of happiness seriously and experiment with this. So you wake up in the morning, write down or think about things that make you happy. And then right when you're falling asleep, I want you to really think about some happy, true happiness moments that you've had in your life, big pivotal moments, little tiny, ridiculous, stupid moments, whatever it is that lights that fire of happiness into you, and hold on to that happiness, hold on to that feeling of joy and drift to sleep. And then also tell yourself that tomorrow I'm going to be happy. Tomorrow I'm going to be filled with joy. Tomorrow things are going to go my way in just the right way, that I'm going to put a smile on my face and put a smile on others. This is Robert Lyon from The Lyon Show signing off. I wish you nothing but happiness and to listen to more of my podcasts. All right, take care. Peace.